What if one man truly believed he was the younger brother of Jesus and convinced millions of others to believe it too? What if that belief didn't just stay an idea, but turned into a war that killed tens of millions? This is the story of Xiuquan and how belief, desperation, and a collapsing society created one of the deadliest conflicts in history. In the early 1800s, China looked powerful from the outside. It was ruled by the Qing dynasty, one of the largest empires on earth. But underneath, things were falling apart. The population was exploding, but farmland wasn't. Millions of people were crammed into poverty, fighting over limited resources. Then came a disaster that made everything worse: the Opium Wars. After losing the First Opium War, China was forced to sign unequal treaties. Foreign powers gained control of trade ports. Silver flooded out of the country, and opium addiction spread rapidly. The government looked weak, corruption grew, and ordinary people paid the price. For millions, it felt like the old world was dying. In this broken world lived Hong Xiuquan. He wasn't powerful, he wasn't rich, he was a student. In China, the imperial exams were everything. Pass, and you could rise to power. Fail, and you stayed poor forever. Hong failed, again, and again, and again. Each failure wasn't just personal. It meant no future, no status, no escape from poverty. After one final failure, his mind broke under the pressure. Hong became severely ill. During this time, he experienced intense visions. He later described seeing heaven, a powerful father figure, and a divine brother. At first, he didn't understand what it meant, but years later, he read Christian pamphlets given by missionaries, and suddenly, everything made sense to him. Hong came to a shocking conclusion. He believed he was the younger brother of Jesus Christ, chosen by God to cleanse the world. But Hong didn't just copy Christianity. He transformed it into something entirely new, a blend of Chinese and Christian imagery. He preached one true God, the destruction of demons, including the Qing rulers, equality between all people, and land shared among families. He banned opium, alcohol, gambling, and prostitution. He enforced strict moral rules. Men and women were separated. Society was tightly controlled. To some, it seemed extreme, but to the poor, it sounded like justice, a fair society, a fresh start. So why did millions follow him? Because everything around them had failed. The government couldn't help them. Foreign powers humiliated their country. Hong offered something powerful: meaning. He told them their suffering had a purpose, that evil rulers were to blame, and that a divine kingdom was coming. And most importantly, he offered hope. For many, following him wasn't madness. It was survival. In 1850, his movement exploded into war, the Taiping Rebellion. His forces captured city after city. By 1853, they seized Nanjing, turning it into their capital. At their peak, they ruled over millions. But the war was brutal. Entire regions were destroyed, and the death toll climbed into the tens of millions. But the movement began to collapse from within. There were power struggles, poor decisions, and growing chaos. At the same time, the Qing forces regrouped and fought back. In 1864, the capital fell. Hong Xiuquan died shortly before the final defeat. The Taiping Rebellion left behind 20 to 30 million dead, one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. But this wasn't just the story of one man. It was the story of a society in crisis, and what happens when desperation meets belief. Because history isn't just about who leads, it's about why people follow. If you want to hear more stories like this, subscribe to my channel.